Hello, I'm Sebastian Andrew. Happy summer solstice to you. It's the longest day of the year, which for me is a cause for joy because it means that now the nights get longer. Little by little from now until December 20th, I think, or 21st. I'll have to check my calendar. The nights progressively get longer, which for me is a point of joy. I prefer the dark. Not total dark, like I had the other night when the power went out, and I suddenly found out that I'm living in a cave. I mean, seriously. Um, couldn't even see my hand in front of my face. But I did learn a couple of things during the power outage, one of which was that my USB fan can run off the power given by my laptop. Kind of an odd thing to learn during a blackout, but it kept me from frying to death until the power came back on. These days of heat are something else, and it caused me to think that we have become weaker over the years. People of my generation, we in our youth, in our childhood, days like these, with 90-degree temps and high humidity and that kind of thing, it didn't slow us down. We went out, we played, we had fun, came home, had the freezy pops and ice water or whatever else mom had put together and kept in the fridge. But the thing of it is it didn't slow us down. We didn't have heat advisories. We didn't have warnings from supposedly higher minds. And I use that term loosely. We didn't have other people telling us that this was dangerous. So it caused me to think that we've gotten progressively weaker. Now me, I understand, okay? I'm 61 years old. After my brief termination in 21, I began to notice that I have old people's skin. I have that paper-thin tissue skin that if you smack it against the wall, even in walking, it bruises. Now, for me, that's also understandable because I'm on a blood thinner. So bangs and bits and things like that will tend to show on me a whole lot brighter and take a bit to recover. But we shouldn't, until it becomes deathly debilitating, we shouldn't stop being outdoorsy. I can't think of a better word at the moment. The weather is going to keep changing. The weather is going to keep getting worse until such time as those higher minds, I wish I could come up with a better word for it, But those better minds, no, that's not it either. Anyway, those other minds that say that this is dangerous and that we should not be out in it, until they realize that they need to change things that are not weather centric in order to change the weather. We should not let their delusions become our disability. And that's one side of my devil's advocate coin. I'm sure I'll address the other side in another video. Today has a lot of it. There's a lot of DA in today, devil's advocate, because something I came up with, a thought that came across my head the other day, was that we need to stop being pointed outward. And by that I mean, okay, if you're a Trumper, you see the world as the point of your problems. You don't have to be a Trumper. I'm just using them as an example. I know a couple of people who see the world as the source of their problems. They don't see themselves as the point of their problems. They don't see their actions. So, but if you're a Trumper, you tend to see everyone else as being the problem that either needs to be eliminated one way or another, either through death or detention, or re-educated with forceful means. And so there's that. If those people looked to themselves, they would see where the problems lie, and that the person who is pointing them outwards is a delusional idiot. That's just my take on that, and we'll leave it there. The other thing is the naysayers who are saying that AI is a problem now because it's going to come and take your job. It may even take my job. It may take this hobby from me. They're already trying. I've noticed headlines about TikTok and I know there's another one that are allowing AI created videos. And TikTok has even created a side gig of creating AI created videos. So the creatives, the content creators, their jobs are at risk by this technology, but it's not. It's not. This is an outward that you don't need to look at. Okay? Because what you need to do, fixing myself, what you need to do is look to your own advantages. Okay? Yes, AI is going to create a vacuum. And nature abhors a vacuum. Watch a cat or a dog. Neither of them like vacuums. Sorry, couldn't leave that joke alone. Anyway, by AI taking human jobs, it would not, it's not, it is removing humanity, yes, but what it's doing is it's changing our outlook. Rather than seeing it as something bad, it needs to be changed. We need to change our focus. And it's like I said in Monday's video, the last video I did, is that if we could see AI and robotics as a resource and as a way to get resources to those in need, even on a daily basis, that would open things up for humanity on so many levels. Now, yes, there is the idea that AI could decide that it doesn't need humanity. But there's also the fact that at present, AI cannot do anything without humanity. The prompts, the prompts that are created come from the human mind. And even the works that AI creates is based on human art, whether it be written art or painted art or drawn art. Basically, what AI is doing is copying, imitating. And if you run off that old idea, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's imitating humanity. And even in the fullness of time, AI will imitate humanity up to the point of taking control. It can, or it cannot, because if we teach it otherwise, I mean, right now, AI can go through the computer, get all the history it needs to read and to see and to grow, and it can see where power holds the most power. Being in power holds the most power. Being in power is it. And it can take that lesson, it can learn from it. Or we can show it that it can be a unique and usable resource that can help rather than hinder. But the point I was trying to get before I went off on that little string is that AI is not the problem. We need to look to ourselves. And I don't just mean individually. Yes, look to yourself individually so that you do not see your problems as coming from the outside world. I did that. I went through that not too long ago. That my problems were coming from the outside world because things went up. Okay, my rent went up, my utility payments went up, even my storage unit went up. Because for some reason they think that I have more money than Croesus. But I have rearranged my finances so that I can focus on the things I need to focus on. I can focus on that world I'm building. I can focus on my ideas and this hobby. And I can focus on improving myself through the technology that I already possess. And through those improvements, I will learn and I will grow. And from out of this time of monk, time of hermitage, I will become a better me. But the other thing we need to do, aside from focusing on ourselves individually, is we need to focus on ourselves as a community. Whatever community you might align yourself with, but focus inward, not outward. Don't become a hedgehog. There's a joke there. And hopefully she who's watching this will understand. She will. She understands my jokes. We need to focus ourselves, our community, on growth, on improvement, on adjustment, things like that. So that as the world changes, as the world gets worse or better, I'm hoping for better, but as the world changes, we can adapt to it rather than fighting it, fighting against it, fighting against those hedgehogs, those that are focusing outward. So there's that. And it's something to think about. Where can you put your abilities, your growth to the most use? What community that you are even on the edge of can you help improve? There's a community. Now, if I name the communities here that I have, that I'm a part of, well, one or two I can't name. Energy workers. Energy workers come together as a tighter community. Then we can, and we're easier to pick off. No, then we can become stronger because we become the dots that connect. And we become a sphere, a community of different abilities that can work together and can grow as we draw our energy off each other. Community of writers. I've never published. I'm not going to. My writings are almost mostly for myself. One I'm working on now is my legacy, something that I plan on passing on once I'm gone. So maybe it'll be published after I'm gone. But there's all sorts of places that you can reach out and add your abilities, your interests to. There are communities by the millions that you can become a part of. So look inward, work inward. And I'll see you again for the next video. Good day.